Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. This is Bonnie Hastings at www.stampingwithbonnie.ca, and today I'm going to share with you this really cool card that is inspired from the annual catalog that Stampin' Up! Produces every year, and it is Under the Mistletoe. It's a fabulous Christmas stamp set, and yes, I know it's still July, but I have to tell you, it's the most wonderful time of the year for me. Part of the reason is that I get to do some planning for my fall and Christmas classes by just looking through the catalog at all of the fabulous stamp sets. Some of them are new, some are returning, which I always love to check out. But the other thing is, and I don't know if you know this, but Stampin' Up! Will be releasing their new Occasions catalog in September, and in August all of the demonstrators get an opportunity to have a sneak peek, and sometimes it's more than others, but I think this year, I'm not certain though because I haven't seen it yet, we get to see more than one stamp set. We might get to see the whole catalog. So I just want to show you this fabulous card and how to get this fun fold. And I'm inspired by the catalog. This medallion was in the catalog by a card I made with my friends and my people on my team at a retreat we had in Soyuz in June. And this card was made by the Love What You Share suite of products, the paper and the stamp set, and I absolutely love it. So thank you, Joanne and Denise and Cassandra and Helen, for sharing this card with me. As you'll see by my Christmas selection, I was pretty impressed. So to achieve that cut, you're going to take a regular piece of cardstock and you are going to score it right in half on both sides. So 5.5 by 4.25, and take your paper trimmer and score it so that you can actually fold it. And then what you're going to do is you are going to cut it down the diagonal. And I had to remove my scoring blade to actually achieve corner to corner success, but I got it. And so that ends up being the base of our card. You get 2 of these out of the cardstock. So what I'm going to show you is just quickly how to stamp it, because it is a photopolymer stamp set, the Mistletoe season. And I'm using the Real Red. And you want to place your ink on a flat surface so that it gets full coverage. And then because it's a photopolymer stamp, I'm using the foam pad. And I'm making sure I press it in for a couple seconds before I release it. And it does adhere a titch to the paper, but that's all good. You can see that these are well-loved stamps. I've used them in my card club, and now I've used them to make samples for this video. This is one of the new stamp sets, and it's a little tight because I haven't used it a ton, but it's the shaded spruce, and it is fabulous color, brilliant, kind of a jeweled green, and I'm just going to frame the Merry Christmas with that. And then that becomes the center of our card. So let's put that over there. And I actually framed the outside of the card with the old olive, and then I attached it to the red paper, kind of like this. So there is the center of our card. Then you can see, I've already cheated. I've put the green triangles in just a slightly smaller cut onto the frame of this card. That's going to be the base. And then I've run through the Big Shot in that beautiful embossing folder the shaded spruce pieces of paper, and you can see this lovely embossed frame on here. The trick to these very thick embossing folders is you only need to have one plate. So you set it on the pad to tab 1, and then you place your paper and you get the embossed feel that you want to achieve. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue. I'm using glue for this card because it gets to all the corners. And I will just place it on the front of my card like that. Glue is very forgiving as well because it does dry clear. And we'll just add that to there. And there is the outside of our card, like this. So I don't know if you've ever gone to my website and tuned into my store, but I have a little promotion to tell you about this month. If you register to do an online order with me and it's $50 or more using this hostess code, I will send you a free red rhinestone basic jewel set if your order is more than $50. So I hope you check out my online store. The other thing that I will send you in that package would be 2 card packages to make this card. So I don't know if this card is something you're interested in, but maybe even just getting the dimensions of the card is something that you want, and feel free to email me. So in order to get these cuts, I did use our layering circle framelits and our stitch shapes framelits, and I cut them out in advance. And what I love about this is they actually nest into each other and give a nice little frame to the circle. So I'm just going to put Celebrate the Season in the middle of the circle here. And then I'm going to use the old olive. This one comes together better than the spruce because I've used it more, I guess. And I stamp off before I actually stamp it onto my project. And the reason I do that is just so I get a more muted color. So then what I can do is I can add the berries and they will show up. I'm going to use the red for the berries. And what I try to do is I try to line up the stem so it looks like the berries are coming right out of the stem as well. There we go. And then I'll just add a little bit of glue to this. And we'll attach it to the scallop circle that we have. And there is our center. Just going to close these so I don't stick my arm in them. So now what we're going to do is you are going to attach this to the front of your card. Now remember, you want to be able to open it. So what I'm going to do is actually just attach it to the top. And I'm using the embossed folder image here to frame kind of the circle. And before I do that, I've cut a piece of ribbon, and it is 3 lengths of the card. So I've got it ready to go like this. So what I'm going to do is actually show you how I attach the ribbon. So I've got it like this. And I do use the dimensionals to attach. So I put one on 2 pieces of ribbon and another dimensional on the other 2 pieces of ribbon, like that. So you can see that. And then I'm actually going to attach them to the card base before I put the circle on. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do there. Whoops. So there we've got this attached here. And then, see how this is just going to lay on top of this like that? So I'm going to take a couple more dimensionals. I'm actually going to add them to the card. Like that. Because remember, you only want to have adhesive on one side so you can open the card. I have glue on my fingers, so I have a piece of paper stuck to my finger. That would be an outtake, people. There we go. So here we go. And we'll just put that on there. Ta-da! I always wanted to say that in a video, so thanks for humoring me. And then we'll take a few of the little red rhinestones and I'm going to attach them to the greenery that looks like little leaves. So these will look like berries on the stems. And these are self-adhesive red rhinestones, so you don't have to add any other adhesive to them. And there you go. Just like that, you have yourself a Christmas card. I'm just going to put a couple more on here just to bling it up, because I like a lot of bling. And there we go. There is your very first Christmas card, Christmas in July. So thank you very much for watching my video. I do want to just remind you that you can get to this video through my website, www.stampingwithbonnie.ca. And if you place a $50 order this month using this hostess code, then you will be able to have this free gift of the red rhinestone basic jewels and 2 card packs to make this or a similar card. It will be in this color scheme though. And the other thing I want to tell you is that I typically do draws for free stamp sets or $50 gift certificate. And at the end of August, anybody who places an order in the month of August, they'll get their name in a draw to win that $50 gift certificate. And just because this is featuring the last few days of July, and it is Christmas in July, I'm going to add any orders I get in the next couple days to that draw as well. So thanks again for watching and happy stamping.